All right, guys, we are live. Let's go. So it is the day after Halloween. We had a crazy night last night, but right now we're doing a quick stream. The plan for today, we're trying something new. Okay, I've actually, I don't think I've ever done what we are about to do today, and that is, right now we're walking down the street. We're going to Crunch Fitness. It's the gym we were at yesterday. We hit pretty much all of our upper body yesterday, and the plan for today, thing that we haven't tried, I'll actually show you. See if I can flip the camera here. So I didn't plan appropriately, and so I have these shoes on. These are sneakers that are made for anything but the gym. These things honestly have been so uncomfortable the past few days, just because we've been walking around doing events and been on our feet a lot, doing a lot of walking. But these shoes at this point, I feel like if you wear shoes many days in a row, there's something about it where your feet just kind of not mold, or it's pushing against my feet in the same way every single day. And so my feet at this point are kind of sick of being in these shoes. And on top of that, we're about to go and try and do some squats. Going to be pushing some, I would say, semi-serious weight. Actually, you know what? Not even semi-serious. We're going to be pushing some serious weight today. I don't know how it's gonna be, what it's gonna feel like. We're also not at a completely new gym. We took care of that yesterday, but it's our second time at the gym. So I'm gonna try and figure out. We don't know how it's gonna go, but we're gonna try and figure out the best way to get you guys able to see what we're doing on the workout side. But yeah, yesterday, kind of catching you guys up. Yesterday, we had a full day. You guys got to see the workout, but we went and got Korean barbecue after, and then ended up going out for Halloween night. And then that was crazy. It was actually on this street that we're getting to right here. I'll show you. This looked completely different yesterday. This is Polk Street, but it was mayhem on the street yesterday. And right now, we are back on our way to Crunch Fitness. We'll probably post. I actually brought out the Insta360 yesterday when we were out. So I went as Winnie the Pooh and just brought my backpack. Had the Insta360, and it was just, I think the footage is going to be pretty cool. But it was packed, absolutely packed. We went to a couple of different places. There's one place that didn't let me in because of the backpack. They said that I could leave it with the desk or something and check it and go in, but you guys know that I think that that's just way too risky to try and leave it somewhere. So we didn't go in there, but we went into a couple of other spots. And the last place we went into was so unbelievably hot, especially in my Winnie the Pooh outfit, the onesie. And we were just sweating a lot. But yeah, it was fun. It was a good time. It was the first time in a while, actually not just a while, first time since last year during Halloween that I think we're in an environment like that. That environment just being, that crowded of a place. But it was a good time. And then when we got back, we started downloading the footage from the Insta360 to our SD card so we can look at it on the computer, stayed up, got it downloaded, and then went to bed really late. So had a couple calls this morning. One of them was with the legend Joaquin, our master editor and producer, or team lead there. And every time I talk with him, I feel excited. Like, we got cool stuff coming down the pipeline for you guys. So make sure, actually, you know what? We can kind of tease it a little bit. I told you a little bit about what went on last night. It was way crazier than what I just shared. So subscribe and you'll see some of the videos that we have coming. So right now, game plan for today, I'm gonna, so we did that with Joaquin this morning, and we made a couple of adjustments, real-time pivots. Looks like we might be expanding the team a little bit to add a little bit of additional firepower there. And I think that the big exciting thing is that, later today, we're going to hit this workout. Ideally, not get injured squatting in these shoes. You guys, feel free to toss in the chat what you think we're going to do in terms of weight. Yesterday, I'm not sure how many of you guys threw out predictions. Oh my God, did I walk by I swear, if I walk by the gym again today by accident, throw out any predictions. What do you think that we're going to be pushing today on squat? I think we'll maybe warm up for like a little bit and then go right into the squats. What do you think we'll get up to? We'll track the baseline stats. Yesterday we did 62 dips, 20 pull-ups. Didn't hit any legs though, so the legs are fresh. Feel free to put the predictions in the chat. You know what? I feel like we're gonna find it this time a lot easier. We're not gonna walk by the gym today. We'll walk right in. I actually don't have a key card for the gym, so I'm gonna have to tell them that we signed up yesterday. Put our names in the system.
This is also gluten-free.
Oh yeah.
Guys, it's so crazy how much different this place looks from how it looked 12 hours ago. You saw this place 12 hours ago. Like, it legitimately just looks like I don't recognize it at all. I feel like this is a different street. I'm excited for legs. I'm genuinely curious. I'll tell you my prediction of what I think we're gonna go up to today after we get warmed up. But it's a true unknown. And so after we finish up at the gym, I was talking with Leo this morning, and I think we're not gonna have time to hit both Little Italy and Chinatown. So we're gonna choose one. I think we're gonna go with Chinatown. I don't know about you guys. I'm starving right now. I could use some Chinese food. I haven't eaten today. Last thing I ate was a late night savory jalapeno and beef crepe on Polk Street, which was actually amazing. You guys know when you haven't eaten in a while and you kind of get like you can almost taste it in your breath, like you're hungry. I got that hungry breath right now. I feel like I need some food. All right, guys, there we go. I'll give you guys the quick look right before we go in. Crunch Fitness. All right. Here we go. How's it going, man? Long time no see. Could I check in with my name? Just because. All right, sweet. All right. And could I also put a drink from the fridge on it? Sweet.
What is your phone number?
It is. All right, there we go.
Cool.
Yeah.
Is that the?
Just one.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll scan it over here and I'm gonna take your phone number when we're done.
All right, sweet.
Your phone number?
Yeah. Oh, this is the one.
Do you have a card for that?
Yes.
Cool. You're all set.
All right, thank you, man.
Yeah.
All right. So since we're hitting legs today, we're gonna try and warm up on the bike a little bit. Ooh. Already feeling it on the legs. Okay. Snag this right here. You know what? We're just gonna hold this while we bike. We'll do a quick warm up. Do a very light bike, and honestly I think we're just gonna bike until we finish the energy drink that we just grabbed, and then we'll go start with some squats. Getting the seat adjusted here. We'll go hit some squats. And then, honestly, we'll just see how we feel after the squats. Also, it's probably good for us to scope out like where we wanna hit this stuff. See if I can put this shit like right here. Okay. Oh, actually. nice chill bike warm up, and then we'll go ahead and get the squats in. So I'll talk through some of the workout now. I love this stuff, by the way. Super passionate about all this stuff. So this might sound boring, but I mean, I'll give some background. I've been lifting consistently for about 13 years, right? So consistency completely, and honestly been pretty dialed on the diet too for that amount of time. So I thought that I kind of reached my genetic peak about 5 years into lifting. But it's been really interesting. I think that like at that time I was like, oh, this is great. And I just enjoyed doing it, and you just feel better, you have more energy, just everything when you're consistently going. And I didn't really want to get any bigger, but I just kept consistently lifting. Since then, every single year since then, it's been a super slow progression, but I mean, every single year, I have like made a little bit of progress in some type of way. I don't know when that is going to end. Hopefully it doesn't end soon, but the last, I mean, right now I'm 29, and so yeah, the last few years just consistently making a little bit of progress. And on the squats front, kind of tying this all back, you might be thinking, okay, well, you've been lifting consistently for 13 years. What have you learned? You know, are there any tips, tricks, secrets? I think that the biggest thing is literally just going hard whenever you're doing something, but focusing on the form, or just doing the exercise correctly. Like if you're doing more weight than you can do, then your muscles can't handle it, and it's going to be put on things that you don't want it to be put on, like joints, whatever it might be. So always work within a weight that you can move. Given that, you push it to the limit. The one piece is on squats, especially like you guys will see today, you want to take like calculated, not risks. You don't want to take risks. You want to make calculated decisions. So, like I got injured a lot more in my earlier years of lifting. Luckily, I didn't get too many injuries, but I did get a number of injuries. I think that every person who didn't have like a good mentor early on the lifting front got some type of injury. When I started benching, the guy who taught me to bench learned how to bench like the week before. So that is clearly not the right person to be learning from. And then thankfully that injury led to me learning and self-teaching on YouTube and just doing a lot of research. So I'd say step number one is just like, don't worry about the weight, master, just like ensuring that when you lift, it puts the stuff on your actual muscles, okay? That's like number one, like learning the exercises. And then if you want to just get in the simplest way, just like go online and look for like a push-pull legs type of routine. That's gonna hit like your entire body. When you get more advanced, you can go and like do other things that are a little bit more, you know, in the weeds. Like the current routine, I mean, we haven't been doing it here since we've been traveling, but the current routine I'm in when I control my schedule is like back buys, chest tries, trap shoulders, calves, and then legs, 2 leg days. But long story short, let's talk about legs because we're about to go hit legs here in a sec. On all my workouts, but and legs is no exclusion. I think that it's important that you want to build strength and size, right? And a good balance to make sure that you're making progress and optimizing your workout for both is starting with some type of compound lift. So in terms of compound lift, these are on leg days something like a squat. Or if you do deadlifts, deadlifts are also a massive compound lift. I actually don't hit deadlifts that much. I kind of train around doing deadlifts. Maybe if I hit another plateau that I really want to break through, I might start implementing deadlifts. But deadlifts is one of those things where it definitely is a risk of injury. You're moving a lot of weight. But same with everything. Squat is probably, squat is the highest injury risk exercise I do. Definitely. And right today we're squatting in crappy sneakers. So, I mean, high stakes today because we definitely don't want to get injured. Imagine if we were talking all this stuff about, oh, you don't want to get injured, don't take risks, blah, blah, blah. And then I literally go and get injured squatting. But like realistically doing what I'm doing today, you'd normally want to do very, very low weight. Like I am gonna go for, decent weight. We're not gonna be setting any records, but we're gonna put on some weight. Not that much. We have no belt, no protection or anything. We're in sneakers, but we're gonna start with the compound lift. It's like, okay, how to build strength, how to build size, compound lifts, and then go to more ancillary lifts. Ancillary lifts aren't compound because they don't recruit as many muscle groups, but it might be something like a leg extension, a leg curl, some of these other things that you're not moving quite as much weight, but you can get more isolated. So we're gonna do those after the squat. I'm new to this gym, so I don't know where everything's located, but probably do a couple laps, figure it out. Almost finished the free. So I'll give you guys have any predictions on the amount we're going to be squatting? Feel free to toss in last predictions. And in a sec, I'll tell you what I'm going to predict. We're not going to go too heavy. So my prediction, we'll see how we feel, and also just see if we're slipping around in these shoes. Like, I think the biggest unknown variable right now is what's going to happen squatting in these. But because these shoes are definitely bad for squats. But it was this or flip-flops, so I'm not going to be the dude live streaming the flip-flops on a squat like that. Even I have limits, okay? Even I have a line that will be drawn, and I think that that's finding the line. So we're squatting in these. Now, in terms of the prediction for what we're going to be doing, I think we'll probably go up to just under 3 plates, so just under 315 for our working sets. About to guess, but if there is any like big variable in terms of slipping around, not feeling secure on the squats, or just anything that would really risk injury if we push the weight up a little too much, or like something, freak accident happens, then we obviously don't want to push it too high. So we'll call it on that. We'll chug the rest of it. And then we'll go and hopefully find a squat rack to snag. We also have these weird ass socks on right now that keep like riding up on us. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna at least try to tie these things. These things are least get some security in this. Alright guys, if you think we're gonna survive this workout, any words of encouragement would be good. Not that I'm like terrified that I'm gonna get injured, but I definitely do not want to get injured here on stream in front of you guys. That would be not only embarrassing, but really bad. Getting injured is literally the worst. And the big reason why you don't want to get injured is because then you're just out of commission. And when you're out of commission, then not making any gains, you lose the progress. It's like a little, honestly, a disaster. So we would like to avoid getting injured. All right, I can see people chatting. I can't read them, so what's up? Ideally, it's all good things. All right, guys. So we're gonna start with some squats. All right, fingers crossed we get a rack right off the bat. We're able to, oh, let's go. Let's go, baby. Last one. Okay. Oh. So, let me get this set up for you guys and then we'll get going. We're gonna hit, I'll show you guys exactly how we get warmed up for this. I don't know what other people do. Maybe some other people do a little bit more stretching, but I like to just do like some dynamic stretches, stuff like this. We're gonna hit some leg swings after I put the gimbal down, but like anything dynamic, you know, we don't wanna do deep stretches because apparently that hurts what you're gonna be able to lift. So here we go. Now, just so I can see you guys here. Actually a solid. So I'm gonna do hit some leg swings, like 10 on each leg, and then we're gonna climb bar 135, 225. After 225, we'll assess what we're actually gonna do for the working sets. Also realizing this is probably the best angle, but I'm realizing you guys are just gonna get a straight view on my ass, like right from behind. That's probably, but I do think that this is the best, like safest spot to put the camera. So we're gonna go with this one. So doing some leg swings, and then we're gonna lift it up to 435. The shoes, kind of what we expected. They feel kind of like definitely much more slippery than the squat shoes. So, yeah, not ideal, but I think that depending on how it feels when we start putting on a little bit more weight, I think we'll be fine to go like what we were predicting. I'm gonna take the MyWorker hoodie off. Okay, guys, we're gonna go to all right, guys. Let's see the predictions. All right. Honestly, it's too small. I can't read it, but I'm gonna hit our first warm up, second warm up, and then we'll choose what we're gonna be hitting. Probably should have hit more there to warm up a little more, but I don't know. We haven't eaten today. We're feeling kind of hungry. I don't want to blow out all of our energy on the warm up sets. So just to show you guys what we're doing here. So we went just the bar, then 1 plate on the set before. Now we're gonna do the 2, and then probably go up to one of those guys for like 2 on top of it. So it's the game plan. We'll see. Once we hit this one, we'll have a much better sense of how we're gonna feel with a little bit more weight on the back. So it's the game plan. This gimbal's so weird. All right, here we go. You guys right there. I'll be honest, I felt really unstable when I was doing it. My feet were sliding a little bit. So we'll keep the same game plan because the weight feels fine. We just have to be extra careful on the reps in case you slip. Because when you slip, it kind of messes up where you're pushing in and obviously increases the chance of getting injured. So we'll still stick with it, but we just got to be careful on the reps. All right. Okay. So here we go. Also, I know we talked about this yesterday. So it was our first time in the gym, but guys, this gym's dope. It's like a theater. Look at this. I think it literally used to be a theater. Because why else would it look like? I would be shocked if they designed this gym, like every gym, to look like this. But all right, so next one, going 275. So we should be able to move this pretty easily. But I think jumping to 3 plates, we could do it, but it's like, what's the point of doing that? Just hit 1 more rep, 1 more set in between. And then depending on how this feels, we'll decide what we want to do. On the warm-up, some people count like how many reps they're doing on the warm-up. I'm going purely based off of feel, just trying to get the legs warm. And my goal with this workout, I think there are like different types of workouts that you'll have. Some you might plan to try and get like build strength, go for like, you know, a new like 3 rep max, or, you know, but I think the easiest thing that you normally want to go for is definitely not ego lifting. It's just get your legs sore for the next day. So if you get it sore, that's really all you need to do. So that's what we're trying to do. I'm basically trying to get my legs sore without getting injured. Which honestly should be pretty easy. I'm feeling the workout from yesterday now. Like when I'm doing those arm swings. We're gonna go. Probably gonna hit 4 on this and then bump it up one more time. Honestly, feels really light, but my feet are slipping. So I think we'll go up to we'll go up to 3 plates. I just got to be really careful on the setup. I took like a couple extra little steps ahead because I think the warm up before I didn't really adjust for how my shoes might slip. That time I think we did a better job, but still did just a little bit. But yeah, definitely don't try doing this lift like this unless you like, I guess, train a lot, or at least just lower the weight a little bit more. Okay. So it's actually really nice that this gym does this. Check this out. We got a nice little timer here. You know what? I want to give you guys like a front view. So we're gonna do this set from a different angle. See how this looks. You guys are gonna be like right up in here. Alright, yeah. We'll try this one. Maybe we should have started here. This is the most we're going to go up to for these. So we're going to do 315. Probably do 4 to 6 reps on each set. And honestly, I think since we haven't hit legs in a little bit, I think after 1 or 2 working sets of this weight, we'll be pretty good. And then maybe go to some like ancillary lifts. If we're going to try and, you know, like, if you're gonna ever go for increasing your weight, you wanna make sure that you're feeling fresh. You have a spotter. We don't have a spotter, so I think definitely on other workouts, I think it's a lot more okay to try and push to failure. I think you should push to failure on every other lift, but this is the one that, like, even though we have these safety bars, we didn't really set them up, and we're just doing stuff that we feel very comfortable with. If we were really pushing the weight and we had all of our gear, I think if we went for like a 3-rep max, we'd be able to do probably like 4 plates. So what we're doing here, we're taking like slow, controlled reps, making sure that there's no risk of injury, and that we're gonna get sore. But if you want to kind of get a sense of how much you might want to drop your weight down, this is 315, and we could probably go up to 4 plates, which would be 405. So it's basically like almost a quarter less of our weight on squat, just because we don't want to take any chances. So I want to hit this, and then probably hit one more after this. Felt pretty comfortable. Okay, we're gonna get some water real quick, and we will be right back. Just this right here. See where the water is. How's it going, bro?
What's up, man?
Long time no see. Pretty good. Hitting some legs today.
Nice, me too.
We're on like the same routine. Yesterday we were hitting something similar.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I was visiting for the tech stuff, so I wasn't really planning on hitting workouts.
Yeah.
So I'm hitting squats in these like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So just and no equipment, no bells. So I'm just trying to be careful with it. But
Whatever you can get, just don't get hurt.
yeah.
That's the hard thing.
Well, that's what I've been talking about with the chat. I'm just like, I just got to make sure I just don't injure myself.
Nice. What tech thing's going on? I'm actually like a software tester.
Oh, okay. A tester.
Yeah, tester.
Oh, nice.
I write automation too and stuff like that. And
Oh,
work with
sweet,
a lot
man.
of like APIs and test them and stuff like that.
Cool. Yeah, I'm actually building a AI like sales software company, but
Like kind of like
this-
competing against like the other CRMs out there, like Salesforce.
we're integrated, like built on top of a lot of the
Okay.
CRMs, but it's a lot of
Like plugins, like a plugin for that?
yeah, like our company is called MyWorker.ai, so
Okay.
we're like an all-stack outbound sales team right now, but
Nice.
our one-liner is an AI sales team as a service.
Oh, okay.
Because the game's rigged against founders who don't have the ability to compete with large teams, and so we're basically trying to help fix that.
Nice, man. Cool.
But yeah, what are you hitting on legs today?
Well, I just,
Do you normally start with like squats, or what do you do?
I don't squat too much because I actually used to run before this, and I used to run 100-mile weeks. But
Holy shit, dude.
but I
That's
wasn't
crazy.
a distance runner.
Yeah.
Just my
Dude,
coach.
how is that even possible?
Well, my coach trained distance. Like he trained people for like 5-mile runs. And
Yeah.
This was back when I was in college. So like
Do you say how many?
100-mile weeks.
100-mile weeks. Oh my god.
So it's like, you know,
Guys,
you're doing. I
this
mean,
guy.
your warm up is like.
Look at how jacked this dude is. You would not expect 100-mile weeks.
No, I wasn't like this when I was doing that.
Yeah.
This
Oh
was
god,
like-
that makes sense. Yeah.
This was like maybe 10 years ago, back in college.
Oh, I see.
Not
Yeah.
like recently.
Yeah, I
But,
used to do cross country
Yeah,
and
yeah.
tennis, so yeah.
But in college, cross country turns into 5 miles instead of like 3.1. You know. Like
Yeah.
5.
Oh yeah, in college you're
There's
running
8K.
more.
So,
Yeah.
like-
we were doing 5Ks.
To do that, like our coach, he would, you know, have us do 100-mile weeks, and then of course when you get towards the end, like pull it back to like 70 or 60 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then, but I was a half miler. So
You're a half miler. Yeah.
I would run like and train have like extreme slow twitch muscle like growth and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I would just go right to fast twitch, and I was like on the 4x4, the 800, and the 600, I did a mile, but like I got paid for the half mile.
Oh, okay.
And then my
Dude, it's such a
hamstrings-
painful sport. I remember running, dude. That was the most when I started lifting after all this cardio and running.
Yeah.
It's like this is way more enjoyable.
Oh, so much
Like,
better.
that
Honestly,
stuff was so painful.
As soon as I graduated college, I'm like, I'm done running. I'm going all in on lifting because like, right?
Yeah,
So-
exactly. So you almost have like more of the itch
Oh my
it's
God, so
easier,
much more.
and then you can see the visual progress, not just the time going down.
Absolutely. And then fighting the metabolism, you know, because your body's like still burning rapid. So it's like the amount that I had to eat just to gain any weight was crazy.
Oh
And
my
then to,
god,
like,
yeah.
Build
Do
muscle.
you naturally have a big appetite, or more of like a smaller?
You naturally have a big appetite. But
Me
the problem-
too. That's
yeah.
why I loved running, because I was just like, oh, you
You're
can eat
going.
unlimited food and
It's like,
you're all
I
set.
have to eat all this pasta
Yeah.
for running.
It's like, hey, I'm just committed. I'm just a committed guy.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, I'll let you get back to the workout,
right,
man.
good
Nice
to meet
seeing you. All right. If you watched the stream yesterday, we met him yesterday. Cool guy. All right, so I'm gonna finish getting this water and then hit one more set of squats, and then we want to meet up with Leo and go out, and we're also going out tonight. So I'm not gonna set any records here on this lift, but we're just gonna do just enough to get sore. Okay, let me just. All right, this one will be our last one on squat. And then we'll keep it rolling. went back, I'm not sure if you realized, the weight on the left side shook off. I almost just decided to skip the set, re-rack, and redo it, but it's like, fuck it. Yeah, we were uneven that whole set. This thing slid over when I took it back. Another little thing that you guys are seeing me do right now is taking off the weights. You never want to never take off all three on one side. If you take off all three on one side and then the other side has three, it will fall. That has happened to me. Happened to me when I was back in college. I was on the tennis team at Bucknell, and we would lift at the same time as the women's soccer team. And I remember one day we're going heavy, and I think I had about 3 plates on, and I took all the weight off one side, not paying attention, and the weight flew up and almost hit one of the girls on the soccer team. And that was hopefully you guys will learn from me instead of having to experience it on your own. You do not want to take all three off one side before the other. So I always take off 2, leaving 1 on, go to the other, take off all 3, and then go back. Now we gotta find where the rest of the leg equipment is. All right, the ones we wanted to use down here are taken. There's probably some upstairs. We're gonna check upstairs. I feel like this place has gotta have more than two leg machines. Okay, there's a lot of upper body stuff up here. Guys, those two leg machines downstairs might actually be the only. I think that those are the only two. So we're gonna go back down and we will wait for those. The final option that we can do, I'd rather hit the hamstrings. This is the benefit of kind of knowing a lot of different ones that you can hit. The thing you want to do is taken. So we can do a dumbbell lift for hamstrings. The one thing is that one takes, like that one's gonna take some upper body to do, just in terms of like grip and everything else, and also hits a little back. So it would be best if we could just hit the machine, but we can make do with some dumbbells. Give them one last look and then we'll see. I think we got lucky. We got lucky. I think they just finished up. All right, you guys are gonna get a very, very interesting angle here. Okay, let's see. All right, we're gonna need to do one warm-up set. This actually was solid. This was, it was better than I thought it was gonna be. Alright guys, so we are just gonna dive right into some working sets here. We're fully warmed up because we did the cardio and squats. Also, as a fair warning, some people are more like quad dominant, some are more hamstring dominant. I'm definitely more quad dominant, so we might change up the routine in a future leg day where we're first hitting the hamstrings to kind of like catch it up, but yeah, we're gonna hit a lot of these sets. This next one, I think we can actually go up. Go up a little bit. Guys, we really lucked out on this gym. This gym's great. I think every time we come to San Francisco, we're gonna come here. We might have to become full-time members. Well, I guess technically we are members through the end of the month. Also, what's good, Stefan? Guys, in case you guys don't know who Stefan is, Stefan is our trusted mod on Twitch. If you're watching on one of the other platforms and want to be a mod on Kick or YouTube or any of these others, let me know. Because we only have Stefan right now. Actually, a Kick mod and a Trovo mod would be really nice. So hit me up if you want to be a mod on one of those platforms. There are a lot of spammers, bots. Okay. Also, guys, as a heads up, I know I told you a little bit on the walkover about what Joaquin and I talked about, but to tease it a little bit, we have as you guys can see, the Insta 360 here, which is, by the way, one of the most amazing pieces of equipment I have ever seen. I mean, outside of the iPhone and things like that, this is probably my favorite piece of equipment because it literally captures everything. This thing is amazing. And so with this, I was chatting with Joaquin, and we have so much footage. Like, yeah, we got the live stream footage, but there's so much footage from the Insta 360 that we were thinking, okay, well, we're not going to be able to, we can't post enough to use all of it. And we came up with an idea, which I think you guys are going to like. The idea is we are going to take a lot of that footage and take some of these lives and make some incredible, amazing, best you've ever seen videos that are a mix of both. So, and another thing, I didn't learn this until very recently. So there are actually videos on YouTube. Just go into the search bar after this and type in 360 video. And then you'll see what I mean. So when you're watching on YouTube, on these 360 video files, you can literally swipe around and just see different parts of what the camera's capturing. And so it's truly incredible. We're gonna start putting that in some of our videos and then do more like vlogging type stuff. A lot of the content we were doing previously was mainly focused on like more of the work stuff we're doing, like calls, things like that. And I realized that there's so much happening outside of like the meetings, the customer calls, investor calls, everything like that. And I'm very passionate about the gym, so we want to bring you guys in on this a little bit. So I'll stop rambling and hit this next set, but yeah, exciting stuff. Okay, we're gonna hit 2 more of these. On this next one, we're gonna do a drop set. So, you guys probably know what a drop set is, but I'll explain it anyway. So, the way that it works is we're gonna go to failure on the set, right? So when we can't do anymore, we're gonna drop the weight. That's why it's called the drop set. Drop the weight and then continue the set and go to failure for a second time. And then we're gonna drop the weight right away again and then go to failure for a third time. And so we're gonna do that. So it's like 3 sets of failure, and then right after that, we'll do 1 more. So we're basically doing 2 drop sets, and each drop set is like 3 sets to failure. Whenever I've had, okay, let me put it this way. There are gonna be times, I mean, everyone's like this. You might be more chest dominant, but have really small legs. Or like upper body, lower body dominant, or even just particular areas. Like for me, I've got stronger quads than hamstrings, so I'm not fully balanced, but I try and do my best to like keep things catching up. My shoulders used to be my lagging part compared to other things like my chest. So whenever I have an area that's more of like a lagging area, I'll try and hit it with, obviously going to failure, but with a little bit more volume, and just pushing it harder. So you can do this with drop sets. So on any part that's lagging, hit a drop set, hit a couple drop sets. And then if you don't have a lot of time when you're working, like we're obviously kind of just taking it more relaxed, we're not rushing. But if you normally are a little bit in a rush, or you don't have much time for the gym, you can hit more drop sets and supersets after you finish your compound lifts. So like an example on a leg day is hit your compound, you hit squats, for example, and then you can hit drop sets on something like this, or superset it, which is when you're hitting 2 opposing muscle groups that are part of the same day. So if we were to superset this instead of drop set it, we would hit the curls, and then like right next to us there's a machine for like leg extensions. And so if we were supersetting it, we would hit both of these at once. But they don't have much equipment here, and we don't want to take up all this equipment, so we're just gonna do drop sets. Okay. For this drop set, I'm actually gonna raise the weight from what we did last time. So, because we're gonna get a lot of reps in, but actually I'm gonna raise it a lot. So the first set, I'm not sure how many we're gonna get, but I just raised it up 2 notches. Each time we're gonna drop it by 2 notches. So, yeah, we'll see how this goes. Dropping it by 2. All right, last one. Gonna drop it by another 2. And so there you go, guys. That might have been first time you've seen a drop set. I'm not gonna lie, that at the end, it kind of felt like, I'm not sure if you guys ever, like when you were playing sports or something, but you start to cramp if you're dehydrated or something. Maybe you did a cardio sport, really tighten, you can't really get it out, or but you feel like a tiny like little pinch almost deep into the stuff. And if you really want to push it, then you would go for a fourth drop set. But yeah, three's good enough. All right. So now here, this is exactly what I was talking about. So this is what we're hitting the drop set. We're dropping it by 2 each time. If we wanted to superset it, you could superset it by hitting this and this one. And so you'll hit this right away to failure and then go right to that. Or if your hamstrings are bigger and you want to get your quads to catch up, hit the quads first and then hit the hamstrings. So pretty self-explanatory. You know, recently I've been doing a lot of like working out with gym buddies, which is definitely the best. Like if you've got a gym buddy, 100% get in a routine with them. But it is kind of fun to just hit a solo workout every once in a while. Hit a nice solo workout yesterday. Hitting one today. And later we're gonna go get some orange chicken. Such a lovely Saturday. We got on live later than I expected. I thought we were gonna get on live like 3 hours earlier. Then it took longer than expected. I don't like how whenever I keep trying to read what you guys are saying, but I can only see like the very first part before it cuts off. And then I look at the center and I realize that it's just like you guys are like so close to my face. This is gonna be our last one here. And then we have a surprise workout coming in at the end. So it's gonna be painful. Okay, last one. Feels way heavier this time. Holy shit. holy shit. Yeah, drop sets are great. So I'm glad we did that. It also just makes the workout way faster because think about that. In those 2 sets, went to failure 6 times. So just your overall time needed to get sore or get a good workout really speeds things up. So the last thing we're gonna do, this is actually gonna be brutal, is we're gonna superset goblet squats with, we just gotta find a spot to do it here. I'm gonna superset goblet squats with straight leg Romanian deadlifts. I realize that angle's not as good. All right. Now the Romanian deadlifts. Okay, I think we just take this bench so we can sit in between the sets. Oh, look at this. Probably should have warmed up. Like if you're gonna hit these early in the workout, you definitely want to do climbing sets, warm up. But at this point, we've done cardio, we've done squats, we've done hamstrings, legs. So we kind of just went right into it. And each of these could be their own standalone compound lift if you want it. But when you superset them, it's pretty intense. We actually, on that last set in particular, hit like you can kind of feel it, but if you're, let's say you haven't hit it in a while, or you just go really hard on the set, you can almost feel like the sore feeling during the workout. And we hit that during that last set, so I think that This next one will be our last leg exercise for the day, and then might do a surprise exercise. Surprise exercise after hitting these. I feel like we could have gotten some more on the remaining deadlift there. It's like weird, so in your back there's like the two, it's almost like your mid and lower back. There's your erectors, which whenever you do something like, you're working out with a lot of lifts, but especially on the remaining deadlift, it's very easy for you to tire them out. So while I was hitting that set, on one of, I'd have to double, I think it was my second to last rep. They were getting sore throughout like the entire thing. On the second to last rep, my glute loosened up for like a millisecond before I was fully in the final hip thrust up position, and I put a lot of weight on the erector, which is like fine, like a little bit more than I could have. So I didn't want to injure my back, or I just didn't attempt the next one, but I kind of regret it. I feel like I could have gotten another one. We're done with this. Okay. All right, we'll do a surprise exercise. Let's do. Ooh. Maybe we do. I'm trying to think what would be a fun surprise exercise to finish it. I don't even know if I can. That's like higher than a basketball hoop. I was gonna try and jump up there for muscle ups, but I do not think I can jump that high. Okay. We can go up here though. Let's do one set. I'm actually curious how this might look. One set. This is the surprise exercise. Shit, it's a 360 you just got. One set of muscle ups. Feel free to make a prediction how many you think I'm gonna get. I'm gonna guess 5. I'm gonna guess 5. Let's see what we get. That bar had the ridges. It's fucking up my hands. All right, guys. That is a wrap. Just putting this down as we get some more. Oh, go for it. All right, guys. There we go. Thank you. Take care.
All he was a breathalyzer machine? Of course. With the bloating thing?
Oh, man. All right. Workout was probably like an hour and 15 minutes would be my guess. We were taking our time, but it was good too, because I feel like, you know, a lot of times I actually don't do feeling good. For some reason, today feels like a Sunday, which is very nice. It's a Saturday. It's technically still Halloween weekend.
Yeah, look, right there.
Also, guys, mentioned it briefly during the workout, but in case you're just tuning in now, we're, as you can see on the backpack, got the Insta360, so we are going to find ways to make use of that footage. And one of the things we're going to be doing with it is we're going to start doing workout content and the business content. Mainly, we're doing a lot of business content, but trying to bring in more fitness stuff to really give like the full picture of building in public. It's because a huge portion of what we do, and I think it actually directly ties to the business working out, is staying in shape and continuing to work out. So we're gonna start bringing you guys in on the workouts. I wonder if I look as exhausted as I feel right now. The leg days are pretty taxing. That's the one thing to keep in mind. If you hit a big leg day, and then you need to get a lot of work done later, it can be a little bit more difficult. But if you hit a big leg day, or if you do the workout that we just did, you will 1,000,000% guaranteed, without a doubt, grow, for sure. And so if you, let's say you're trying to think, okay, well, this is all great, but how am I supposed to plan my workout? How am I supposed to know what to hit? I don't know what a lot of these machines do. I'll give you a couple of quick tips here. So let's say you've never lifted before and you're getting into it, right? And you need to do something. The gym can probably be pretty intimidating, so you can start simple as at home. Do some push-ups. If you don't know how to do that, then go on YouTube and look up how to do a push-up. I could explain it, but if you're really trying to get started, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. Just lay down on your stomach and then push yourself up. No, but you should watch a YouTube video. So if you're starting from ground zero. Now, if you, let's say, started doing that and you're, you know, a little bit more comfortable with it, maybe you're here at 10 or something, and you want to start hitting some other stuff, next best one that you can start hitting is something you already do, which is squats. You know, you probably had to bend down, pick something up, and you can do that, but just do it with a little bit of form, you know? Maybe tighten your core, take a deep breath in, hold it, and then squat down. Try and keep perfect balance. Squat down, squat up. You got it. Then after you can do squats and push-ups, I mean, you're already there. At that point, go get a gym membership. And every time you go, you don't need a perfect routine or anything. Just every time you go, make a goal to learn one new exercise. So, you know, you can go in, do your push-ups and squats there. Maybe hold the weight on the squats, like the goblet, like we did earlier. For the push-ups, try one of those machines. It's kind of like a push-up, maybe seated up and pushing. Almost no risk of injury with that. So you can get used to that. And every day, just try out a different machine. Maybe do the one that you did before. And at this point, you're already pretty solid. I mean, you've got core, upper body, core, lower body. The big thing you haven't been hitting at this point is back. So back and hamstrings. You're gonna be like more full front dominant. So on the machines, maybe do one of those things with like the leg curls that I did. Every gym has that. You could also, for back, do exactly what we did, except the pull motion. Anything where you're pulling is back. So if you go to the machines and you start with pulling or something that hits the back side of your body, then, I mean, at that point you are a decent lifter. You know, you're crossing the novice stage. And if you want to hear the next stage of benefits and ways to go past the novice stage that we just went through, I'll explain that on a future stream. So what are we doing now? Right now, we're going back to Leo's. I think we're probably going to be heading back to Santa Monica tomorrow. So it's our last day here. And once we get back probably gonna end the stream, catch up with Leo, and then most likely hop back on stream when we're on our way to go get food. So heads up, tune back in like a few hours and you can check out Chinatown. I don't know about you guys, but I've never been to Chinatown in SF. I've heard great things. Well, at this point, right before we sign off, I'm gonna walk you guys through. I've been doing my best to actually kind of, give a little bit of space the past couple days, do some brainstorming, figure out what is the most important next step for the companies. So companies are MyWorker.ai and Sazmining. MyWorker is basically like giving founders a full stack outbound sales team. The game's rigged against you if you're a small business owner, a small founder, or competing against any one of these multi-billion-dollar companies. So you just don't have the resources to work with a massive enterprise sales team. So we're leveling the playing field. And in reality, we're at a point where we need to get some great talent. It was the impetus for coming out here to San Francisco and Stanford. So we have met some good leads. In reality, there have unfortunately been 0 slam dunks. That to say, I still am very confident that everything happens for a reason, and we will find the right person at the right time. So that is what's going on with MyWorker. We've got some good stuff coming up. We've got some very, very exciting news on the way. Katie is most likely going to be passing some good intros to us. We're going to get some more enterprise logos and continue building out the core team. With Sazmining, the other company, those of you guys who don't know the company, we actually helped coin the term Bitcoin mining as a service, but in reality, if you guys know Coinbase, you can go on buy Bitcoin. At Sazmining, we make it easy for you to go on and start mining Bitcoin. And you might think, Will, why would I want to start mining Bitcoin? Well, it's because you can buy it at the market rate. It's over like $110,000, or you can acquire it through Bitcoin mining, which normally you wouldn't be able to do, but companies like ours and others make it easy where you don't need a PhD in power, you don't need relationships with the energy providers. It's actually easier to get started mining Bitcoin than buying Bitcoin. So many people don't know that. We're spreading the word, spreading the gospel on it. And with that company right now, mining Bitcoin on 4 different continents, and we're always looking for the next best move to focus on. We've got an amazing team in place there that's helping scale up the organization, and really, I wish I could take credit, but they're doing such a great job. My role is really just letting people know about what an amazing company Sazmining is, and how people can actually start mining their own Bitcoin instead of buying it on an exchange like Coinbase. You can acquire Bitcoin the way Satoshi did, through the Bitcoin mining process. So in terms of how I'm thinking through these things, it really is, it's not based off the book Founder's Dilemma, but when I talk about like my own dilemma, my own personal Founder's Dilemma, It's really just how to make the most out of the time we have, what we're working on. And right now, I know that balls are getting dropped on my end, and that in and of itself is actually very, very stressful. So doing my best to try and stay afloat on top of all these things, block and tackling, knocking things off my plate. I'm on stream a lot, so it probably seems like, you know, we're kind of not working nearly as much as we are. But in reality, guys, you guys are kind of, I'm trying to bring you guys into, I guess, this side of things, which is whenever I'm not working, this is almost like an outlet for me. So I'm not working, I can take some time to think through things, focus on things, actually disconnect from my phone. Before I started streaming and kind of sharing all this, I feel like I was just on my phone 24/7, trying to stay on top of messages, do X, Y, and Z. And I guess technically holding my phone and on it right now, but I think there is a difference between being on it, responding to messages for work, all these other things, taking calls, and actually finding a way to disconnect to a certain extent and kind of just chat with you guys about what's going on. I do want to get better at actually responding to you guys. So in future streams, and by future streams I mean probably just to set expectations, in a few weeks, by that point we should have a final decision and solution for how I can actually read what you guys are saying and do the chat, basically engage with you guys, because I want to be able to talk with you guys about, actually respond to what you guys are saying rather than just talking at a phone. So guys, we are in the final countdown of this episode, this stream. But the one thing that we're going to end on here is the following. Right now, we're at I feel like there are pivotal points in the life cycle of companies and also in people's lives. There are certain times where, you know, there might be stretches of time where it feels like you're at a standstill, nothing is happening. And then there will be single weeks, single months where years worth of work happens. And I feel like we've been in the heat for quite some time, but in the heat, it has felt like pushing a boulder up a hill, where we're doing so much work, pushing, grinding our face off, and it feels like nothing's happening. Of course, we're making progress, but, you know, big moves, massive moves. I feel like at this point, we're reaching a crescendo. It's probably not the best word to explain it, but getting to that point where I feel like in a very short time of span, going to have years worth of progress happen. And we're going to be doing all of that live here on camera, on live stream, on the YouTube channel with you guys. I'm very excited that we actually started doing this at this time. I think if we knew everything we did now and we found a way to actually show you guys and keep you guys in the loop with it in the past, then you would have seen the wild, amazing, crazy, unbelievable journey of Sazmining. And even the first couple of years, right? I mean, it hasn't even been 2 years, but first almost 2 years of MyWorker, I felt exactly like that. So I'm very grateful that starting now, we're going to be able to start bringing you guys fully behind the scenes here with everything that we're doing. You know, I was the other day, this is going to be the last thing I say, last story, and then we're going to, oh my gosh. Am I walking the wrong way? Oh my God. I think we might be walking the wrong way. Okay, well, I was about to hop off stream, but oh my God. Am I really? Oh my God, guys. I turned the wrong way. Wait, is this possible? I think I turned the wrong way. Yeah, I did. Okay. Well, I'll finish the point I was saying, and then we'll keep going. But I'm just grateful that we started doing this, and we're actually gonna be able to document a little bit of what we're doing and bring you guys in, hear from you guys as we're building. So what I was saying before, I was chatting with, I've actually had a couple of conversations like this along these lines, but before I dove in to doing this streaming stuff, beginning to figure it out, one of the, you're basically doing a lot and no one sees it, which I'm totally cool with. In a weird way, it's actually kind of better because you still are trying to figure it out. So stuff you're making isn't nearly as good until you get the hang of it. But just looking at the total hours that committing to streaming, and you just think of that in the context of how much stuff you could do in all those hours, it is pretty wild. But I think that, like with anything, everyone's got to pay their dues. I think my Insta360 just died, which is fine. Everyone's got to pay their dues. And I think that with anything, there's always this illusion that things happen a lot faster than they do. I've definitely experienced that building companies and experiencing it almost again here. Not here to say that I thought that it would be like very fast and easy, but when you look at just the total amount that the team and everyone have put in, it's a lot. Joaquin, the producers, the editors, everyone. It's not like a there's no fast route to making something good, making something great. And there's a learning curve along the way. But I think with everything, let's say you want to get great at any activity, chess, I don't know why chess came to mind, but any sport, whatever it is. It's like, this takes a lot of time. And it reminds me of this quote that I heard from Ray Dalio on a podcast. I believe he was on Lex Friedman. And he said something that really resonated, which is, you know, in reality, you can have almost anything. But you can't have everything, you know? So, like, if you really decide to put the time and energy and commitment in and want to have something, you can go for it and you can make it happen. But the sacrifice for it's probably going to be a lot bigger than you expect. So just be prepared for it. Oh my God, guys. You know, I wasn't looking at my... I'm so curious. If you guys were just watching my face on the camera, I legitimately probably looked like I saw a ghost. I thought my car got fucking towed. It was gone. And then I realized that I'm a block away, but the opposite side of the street looked identical to where I was parked. And I thought that my car was fully towed. That has happened to me on a couple of occasions where my car was just completely towed and gone. So a mini heart attack that happened here. Thankfully, I was on a different block, so we're good. But that would have been a disaster. So at this point, we are back. I'm gonna sign off. We'll probably be back on stream in like an hour and a half, if I was to guess. So until then, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.